We now come on to our next candidate, who is Peru.
Good afternoon, honorable judges, girls, and people in the hall. My name is Josiane Sciotti, and I'm proud to represent Peru. If I could go back in time and meet the little girl I was once, I would probably don't tell her to become someone else. I would tell her that she's enough. Because growing up, I struggled with something that many children struggle to, and it is bullying. It is something that leaves a very deep wound. For a long time, I feel like I didn't fit in. I questioned myself, and I felt like my difference was something that I needed to change. But today, I understand that I was looking to myself with wrong eyes, because the things that make me different were the things that make me unique. And that was something I realized when I entered pageantry. When I first stepped onto a stage, I think that beauty was about being confident, looking perfect, and fitting into a certain image. But pageantry taught me something completely different. It gave me a voice. It taught me that beauty was much greater purpose when you use your platform to make someone else feel seen. And that is when I started asking myself a question. What if I could use everything I was to struggle with to help a child not feel alone? That question became my inspiration for my project, Healing from Within. Healing from Within is a project focused on holistic health of children and adolescents, because I think that health cannot be divided into parts. We cannot talk about physical health without talking about emotional and mental well-being. We cannot talk about prevention without talking about education. And we cannot talk about a child's future without considering the environment in which that children is growing. The statistics show us why this matters. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 7 adolescents between the ages of 10 and 18 experiences a mental health condition. UNICEF reports that 1/3 of mental health conditions emerge before the age of 14, and other half before the age of 18. UNESCO reports that 1 of 3 students experiences bullying every month worldwide. When I hear these numbers, I don't just see statistics. I see the girl I used to be. And I see children that today may be sitting in their classrooms wondering if they are good enough. I see teenagers who may be smiling on the outside but struggling silently on the inside. And I believe that we have the responsibility to reach them before their pain becomes something they will carry for many years. That is why, through Healing from Within, I want to create spaces where children learn, feel heard, and can talk. I want them to understand that taking care of their health is not only going to the doctor when something is wrong. It is also learning to recognize what we feel. It is knowing when to ask for help, and it's understanding that being different does not make us less valuable. And it is learning that taking care of our minds is just as important as taking care of our bodies. My dream is to become a doctor specialized in plastic and reconstructive surgery. And this is one of the reasons why Healing from Within is so personal to me. Plastic and reconstructive surgery can transform something that is physically visible. But behind every scar, every condition, every patient, there is a person, there is a story, there are emotions. There may be fear, insecurity, hope, and that desire to feel comfortable on their own skin again. I don't want to become a doctor that only treats what is visible. I want to become a doctor that treats and sees the person. And I believe that medicine needs both science and humanity. I believe that a project should not depend entirely on the person who starts it. My vision is to build connections and partnerships that allow the work to continue reaching children and communities even when I'm not physically there. Because real impact is not about how many times my name appears. It is about how many lives continue to be touched when I leave. When I think about the little girl who once wished she could go back in time and become someone different, I realize something today. I don't need to change her story, because that story brought me here.
Time.
That is the message I want to carry with me, not only as a beauty queen, not only as a future doctor, but as a young woman who has discovered that the most meaningful crown is the one you use to lift someone else, because healing goes beyond the body. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peru. Thank you.